That's Job 4, presented by Jiffy Lube. And when it comes to the Lions, we're not talking about a player here. We're talking about head coach Dan Campbell. Campbell entering his third season as the Lions head coach. First season, not that great, going 3-13, but last season dramatically turning things around, going 9-8. Now, it wasn't good in the beginning. The Lions started an abysmal 1-6, but then going 8-2 in their last 10 games. Had a franchise record 8 30-point games, but the Lions getting things going a little too late to make it to the postseason. Longest active droughts without a playoff win. You see the Lions sitting there at 31 seasons. Bit embarrassing. Their last playoff win was in 1991. Their last playoff win this past season, missing the playoffs. That was a sixth straight season they didn't make it. So, can this be a year to break records, be a contender in the NFC? As said, that's a job for Dan Campbell.
The Detroit Lions have been synonymous with losing for decades. They haven't finished atop their division in 30 years, and they have just one playoff win since 1957. Last season, the Lions looked like the same old Lions, starting 1-6. But then Detroit roared down the stretch, going 8-2 in their last 10 games. It wasn't enough to lock up a playoff spot, but it signaled change in Motown. And you can count Vegas among the believers, making Detroit the favorite to win the NFC North. Still, it's too early to crown them. The Lions still have a lot to prove, something the leader of this pack is making clear.
We're trying to pull the most out of these guys and let the best man win.
The Lions added playmakers on both sides of the football, deepening an already talented roster. But if this group is going to make the leap many expect, they'll need their quarterback to pick up right where he left off.
We've got some work to do to put a stamp on who we want to be and are nowhere near that yet, but are on our way.
The Lions have gone 31 seasons without a playoff win, by far the longest active drought in the NFL. But the 2023 Detroit Lions are out to prove they're not your father's Detroit Lions. Hungry for a new season and hungry to separate themselves from the rest of the NFC pack. A chance to go from a pretender to an apex predator.
And as we get ready for the NFL season, if you don't already follow the All Things Covered podcast with Brian McFadden, Patrick Peterson, his cousin, current member of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you want to follow it right now all season. They're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on with the Steelers. Not just that, but talking to players across the league, former players, things you cannot get anywhere else.